Jan van der Kuipers led a relief expedition to Solfen, which had fallen to the Beastmen invasion. Though victorious, the stadtholder himself was grievously wounded, but survived. Christian van Noort and Boris Todbringer completed their liberation of Middenland, culminating in a resounding victory over the Emperor Karl Franz. The path to Altdorf was now clear. Willot van Noort headed north to fend off the vampiric pirate hordes of Silostra, defeating the Siren in battle, but his forces were greatly reduced as a result of the engagement, and he was forced to withdraw to Fort Solace. The Lord Commandant, Erasmus van Noort, returned to Marienburg, where he was informed of Silostra invasion. He was ordered to reunite with his younger brother and lead the counterattack. Now there's that warm, loving smile I have come to know. It is good to see you again, brother. I understand there was some trouble in the marches. It has been swiftly dealt with. So too shall Silostra. I must insist you focus your efforts elsewhere, brother, and leave this matter to me. Yes, I am sure you would make quick work with the bloated damsel, but the Directorate have issued me my orders, and I dare not disobey. Speaking of which, the Directorate were curious as to how you came of the knowledge of the Red Duke's presence in the marches so soon. The stadtholder personally sent word to me. Franz Rothmer, a priest that had wormed his way into van der Kuiper's good graces, delivered the orders. A priest? Is he still with you? Dead. I see. The Directorate were under the impression that no news was sent to you regarding this matter, and certainly no mention of some charismatic priest roaming the halls of the Stadtrat. Perhaps the stadtholder thought it best to reveal this information only to a select few. Each member of the Directorate has a network of spies so large there is no such thing as a secret, making it all the more curious that this pious stranger showed up out of nowhere with information nobody else knew. I don't know what to tell you. I received my orders and I followed them. The marches were occupied and I liberated them. And a fine job you did, but I would caution you against heeding the word of strangers so readily. Why did the Directorate not just ask van der Kuipers whether or not he sent the man? The Lord Stadtholder is indisposed. I am sure they will once he is conscious again. Then you can cease your interrogation. Very well, brother, very well. I speak with sincerity, you know, when I say it is good to see you again. I know we have not always been as close as brothers ought, but I thoroughly enjoyed our campaigning together in the marches. It pleases me we shall fight side by side once again. If you insist, brother. The stadtholder made a miraculous recovery from his injuries and resumed his duties as head of state of the Commonwealth. With Middenland secured, Boris and Christian set their eyes on Altdorf. The capture of the city would be a devastating loss to the Empire, and do much to show the realms of mankind that the decrepit institution was at an end. Boris dealt the first blow, marching his armies on the city north, which lay on the Middenland side of the Reich. This isolated section of the city was easily secured, and Christian van Noort moved his own forces into the city. As they had with Middenland, Marienburg had diverted large sums of money to the recently defected province of Solland. Johann Toppenheimer, the Count of Solland, put these newfound funds to work, recruiting a powerful new army. He departed for Altdorf and headed north, intent on attacking Hutland from the south. Seeing the writing on the wall, the province of Hutland renounced their imperial ties and joined the Commonwealth of Sovereign Provinces. Boris Todbringer pushed the advantage and crossed the Reich, laying siege to the heavily defended south bank of Altdorf. This would be the decisive moment in the Battle of Altdorf. If the south bank fell, the Commonwealth armies would be free to claim the rest of the city.
Raise your weapons!
Leave no one behind!
War call!
Christian van Noort followed behind, and the battle for the south bank began. Boris had brought considerable firepower to bear, intent on making good use of it. Whilst he waited for his allies to catch up, Boris unleashed hellfire on the defending garrison.
The gods have abandoned us!
Christian arrived with his forces, and the ammunition was all spent. The signal was given, and the joined army stormed the walls.
Illumination upon them!
Perhaps fearful of another artillery barrage, the defenders were reluctant to take up the defense of the walls, allowing the attackers to secure a foothold.
Destroy it! Bring weapons to bear! Death to the enemy! You back the right!
The gates were smashed apart, and troops stormed through into the city, led by Boris himself, as the men on the walls moved down to ground level.
Bring them to their knees! By the gods, keep clear! Don't give them an inch! Fight, men! Fight for our right to live! Let's ultimate them! As long as we outnumber them, we will give them an inch! Die, Britain! Don't give them an inch! War! Destroy it! Fight, men! Fight for our right to live! Watch for the trebuchet! Get away! Rich wolves charge with us! Die, traitor! Now we strike! Forward, men! Hold that hammer!
The Imperials had their own artillery battery that harassed the Commonwealth forces on the ground. A contingent of swordsmen rushed through the city streets to neutralize the artillery crew.
With us, not against!
Rich wolves charge with us!
Now we strike forward, man!
Die, traitor! Volkmar's frown! We must not relent!
The Imperial captain fell, and with that, the defenders' resolve failed. Boris and Christian swept through the south bank with their armies, and the city was all but secured.
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live!
Christian van Noort made haste for the city's east end, which sheltered a small number of Imperial soldiers. Sensing their inevitable defeat, the defenders submitted without a fight, and the siege of Altdorf was complete. The Emperor's throne room was demolished, and trinkets from the wreckage sent to the remaining elect accounts that had not yet renounced their Imperial allegiance. In Stedum, the brothers Van Noort parted ways yet again, Erasmus moving northwest to tackle a large vampiric horde headed south.
War calls! For Heldenhammer!
Willard moved toward Arnau, hell-bent on reclaiming his prize. The nearby forces of the Drowned moved to intercept Willard before he could reach the town.
Beware the wizard! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Enemy wizard spotted!
A pack of warhounds, led by a fallen Bretonnian paladin, swept around Willard's left flank, but were intercepted by 2 units of halberdiers.
Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Enemy wizard spotted!
Even more warhounds moved around the right flank, but again the halberdiers moved to stop them.
rest will fall away!
The vampire lord atop his abominable mount made for an easy target for the crossbowmen.
Send these things back to your realm!
Behold the silver hammer!
The vampiric magic failed, and the undead legions collapsed. Johann Toppenheimer had arrived in Reichland with his army, and laid siege to Ubersreich.
Into battle!
Christian van Noort departed from Altdorf, leading his army east toward Torpen.
We have them now!
Boris Todbringer also left the city, moving south to Tarm.
To war! Great swords first.
The success at Altdorf could largely be attributed to the artillery crews. Boris was keen to replicate this success and bombarded the city.
Fight men! Fight for our right to live!
The ballistic towers along the walls were a considerable danger to Boris's army, and the mortars recalibrated their aim to neutralize the threat. Lars Heidenreich, one of Boris's most trusted captains, took to the skies upon his winged Pegasus, zipping back and forth before the walls, encouraging the defending bowmen to exhaust their supply of arrows as they tried to shoot down the daring captain.
Comet, look
The archers finally withdrew from the walls, and the captain took aim at the bright wizard.
No! Ours is right! Ulrich! Damn your sword arms! Move that tower!
After an agonizing ordeal, the bright wizard was finally given the mercy of death.
Fight for our right to live!
Hurl the hammer!
Die, traitor!
Now!
The garrison captain was felled, and the defending garrison was soon in a full rout.
Run! Its teeth! Retreat!
The vampiric host which Erasmus was in pursuit of had retreated to Arnau. With his quarry now out of reach, Erasmus instead moved to his brother's location. The two armies would march in the town together, their joined forces standing a much better chance of overwhelming the foe. All was not well in Hutland. Two large armies had shambled their way down from the Brass Keep and were now in striking distance of Hergig. Defences were hastily assembled, though their odds of survival were looking grim. The Drowned consolidated their forces and moved en masse toward Erasmus and Willard van Noort. The battle would be pivotal to the outcome of the war, and if lost, the Marienburg counterattack would be in jeopardy. The vampire lords brought a considerable artillery battery to the field. For Marienburg to secure victory, the enemy artillery had to be dealt with. David Maycross attempted to retreat back to the line, but was caught by the rotting Prometheans. The Sword of Soken charged forward and came to his comrade's aid.
Beware the wizard! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Enemy wizard spotted! Look out! Spellcaster! Beware the wizard! Keep your heads down, men! Smash them aside! Don't let the zombies fight! Look out, spellcaster! Beware the wizard! Keep your heads down, men! Enemy wizard spotted! Come next! I have Uncle Robin planning my day! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Come, men! Ulrich wolves, charge with us! Don't let the zombies bite! Death to the enemy! Destroy! Keep your heads down, men! They're casting spells! Beware the wizard! Ah! Take their heads! Kill everything!
Erasmus caught sight of the vampire lord and engaged him in combat. If the abomination could be cut down, the battle would be won. The Nurglite hordes had reached the gates of Hergig. The defenders put up a valiant resistance, but they could not hold back the tide of rot and decay. Gryden was next to fall, as Festus the Leech Lord marched his armies upon the town. The desecration of Hutland was a humiliation beyond Van de Kuiper's and his upstart commonwealth that needed to be redressed. Following a decisive victory, the war against the Drowned was all but won. Erasmus ordered his brothers south to receive due orders, whilst he pressed on and brought the war to a close. Willot took great offence at being denied the opportunity to reclaim his former conquests, but his brother's rank compelled him to obey.
It is war! Raise Sigma! Raise your weapons!
After mopping up the scattered remains of the drowned armies, Erasmus marched on Arnau. A pack of warhounds wandered too far from the vampire army, making a tempting fight for the sword of Soken. David Maycross unleashed his magic to a disappointing result. He wondered if these events were being played out in another universe, where the enemy forces were more bunched up and elongated, resulting in a much more effective use of his ability. And perhaps there is a man on another world, making narrative campaigns, who was very much looking forward to editing this very particular section of the battle, because it looked really cool the first time he played it. The elf shook these strange thoughts from his mind and rejoined the line. Erasmus sent his men forward. The enemy army was largely comprised of ranged gunpowder units. If his forces could engage in combat, the foe would be easily cut down. The vampiric hordes could not escape the Marienburg charge and were resoundingly defeated.
Enemy wizard spotted! Don't stop!
The drowned presence in Marienburg territory was almost completely removed. Erasmus completed his march on Arnau and secured the town. Seattle would soon fall.
Battle positions!
Boris Todbringer was alarmed at the cultist army sweeping through Hutland and feared his own province was in imminent danger. He departed Tarm and quick-marched back north.
All or nothing!
At the gates of Torpen, Christian secured yet another victory for the Commonwealth, crushing the imperial garrison. Johann Toppenheim was ready to make his move on Ubersreich and earn his first victory in the name of the Commonwealth. Johann crashed into the enemy crossbowmen, buying time for his men to reach the walls.
Back to the fields, fools! We fight for Sigmar! Brace for impact!
The distraction provided a great opportunity for the Knights of Solon to scale the walls unopposed.
They are using dark forces against the enemy!
Ulrich's wolves charge with us!
The ram turned the gates into splinters, but the defending infantry moved to plug the gap, preventing Johann's forces from storming the city. The ogres earned their keep as they bludgeoned their way through the defenders. The Reichland infantry atop the walls broke and fled, as did those defending the gatehouse.
They are using dark forces against the enemy!
It will be done!
As the defenders fled, the ogres had themselves a great sport as they hunted down their evening feast.